Central to the success of any assisted living community is the ability to manage social and care service activities and measure their success. CareShare Manager provides a robust set of tools designed to help your community staff members and volunteers track and measure all the activities and care services that have been delivered to each of your residents. From the moment a new resident joins your community, CareShare Manager begins capturing information about the background, experiences, likes, and dislikes of this new resident. This background information can be shared with any staff member or volunteer who might engage with this resident and wants a better understanding of who this person was before they came to the community. This background information can be enhanced at any time by any staff member or authorized family member. Family members are a great source of additional information and insight, and they can add to the background information at any time by using the family community capability or using Chatter to send a note directly to a specific staff member. Immediately, your new resident can be invited and engage in social activities that will promote the formation of new relationships and help develop a level of comfort in their new home. The use of the Master Activity Scheduler gives you unbelievable flexibility and control over a resident's activity interests. With potentially hundreds of residents in your community, knowing what each one enjoys by memory is virtually impossible. But CareShare Manager remembers for you. With CareShare Manager, you can build your mosaic of understanding and knowledge over time, and CareShare Manager captures those findings for all to share. Each time a specific activity is scheduled using that master activity, all of the residents who have expressed an interest in that activity will be invited to attend. Additionally, every scheduled activity has a start time and date, an end time and date, a location, and this same activity can be scheduled multiple times, which makes it much easier to schedule the same recurring activity over a longer period. After completion of the schedule for this activity is saved, behind the scenes, CareShare Manager is scheduling each resident for this activity and recording it on their contact record. When the scheduled activity next appears, each resident who has expressed an interest in participating appears on the list as a potential attendee, and now attendance can be taken. Taking activity attendance, tracking care activities, and making observations during activities has never been easier because those important pieces of information can be easily captured using any intelligent device like an iPhone, Android device, or iPad. When the activity is brought to the screen, checked boxes indicate attendance or not. Observations about any resident's participation and behavior in those activities become important pieces of information about potential changes in behavioral or cognitive capability. And when those characteristics are observed and documented, immediately they become fresh and more accurate. Any comment or observation is recorded automatically on that resident's record related to that activity. The recording of completed care activities and making observations during those interactions is also very easily accomplished using this mobile device. The observations and notes made during these interactions become a record in the history of this resident, and each facility decides based on their own policies whether some, most, or all of this information is shared with family members who have subscribed to the family community. Activity managers will find that CareShare Manager is a very powerful tool to measure the success of the various activities scheduled for the community, as well as providing very rich insight into the participation levels of residents, literally down to a single resident record if necessary. Analytics allow you to measure trends in the behavior of individual residents, and that empowers your organization to better anticipate changes in a resident's activity interest level or changes in their behavior over time, which might trigger additional care services that would be required. All world-class communities know that engaging with their residents on a regular basis, face-to-face, helps prevent loneliness and boredom. So tracking visits between residents and staff members, residents and volunteers, and even residents and family members becomes a critical component in helping to avoid loneliness and boredom. All the details surrounding a visit by any family member or friend or volunteer or even a caring staff member are documented and become visible to authorized family members through that family community we've mentioned several times. During visits, observations can be made and requests can be documented, and automatically those requests flow to the correct staff member in your community for follow-up. Never again does a request from a resident or a family member go unheeded. CareShare Manager removes the need for you to track information on paper or in an Excel spreadsheet and frees up time for your staff members and volunteers to fully and completely engage with your residents. Information can be entered with any mobile device, and analytics help paint a vivid long-term picture of every resident in your facility. CareShare Manager is the next generation in systems that bridge the communication gap between your staff, your volunteers, your residents, and their family members. Click on the demo button below and we'd be glad to show you this wonderful and inexpensive tool. Thank you.